Greetings everyone and welcome to Pioneers of Pagonia. Finally we can try out the game ourselves and I'm really excited about it. It is one of my most anticipated games coming out this year, that is December 13th, and it tries to fully relive the original Settlers traditions. Volker Wertig, the original creator of the Settlers, is on board and working on it together with a passionate team. It is cute, it is beautiful, and we're going to create vast settlements with production chains, expansion, and probably also a lot of Wusel factor. That means thousands of smaller units sprawling around. Best thing is, you can try it out yourself on Steam starting October 2nd as a demo is being released. We're having a more expanded version at hand here though, with more features, so you'll see even more of what the game has to offer already. This is still an alpha version, so please keep that in mind. And without further ado, let's get right into Pioneers of Pagonia finally. Go. Alrighty, and here we are already. It all starts with a ship and that's it. We don't see anything yet. On this ship we have a lot of resources. It's called the Venturer and it's not connected to any road right now. The ship, however, is docked already at the shore here, and as we can see, there is, a bit of land for us available here. Some grassland, a bit of a forest over here that offers me some hardwood trunks and also some softwood trunks. So this is going to play a role later. We have different types of wood, we have different types of stone, right? We got lots of different kind of smaller resources, also some water and rations we have right now, some shovels that we need. And I think we have around, well, some 150 ready souls for us to settle here. We got some grassland over there. This is my border right now, so this is where we will need to keep expanding then later and explore. Also, we got some stone deposits here, all rather basic for the moment, right? Not that much to do, except for a lot to do, and that is, of course, building up our first settlement. We need to first get cracking on the road connection, and I would probably really like to just get over here and build me that first road right next to this forest there. So it's kind of like going through the center here, right, of this area that we have available, and it then goes all the way up here, most likely, and then over into this area. Right, and we can then just click on it and build this road. Up here we are going to have a little crossing then, so this continues then over here to those stone deposits that we are also going to need pretty soon then actually. Let's try to keep this a bit straight there, right, because these are some main roads here. And as we can see, we also got these tiles next to the roads there, as you can see, and this basically just means the size of buildings you can actually place next to them. And it's not like there is residential tiles that you can then just get up like in City Skylines, for example. It's more like just some space slots that you can use then for your own. Alright, we get a little tutorial there right now of what we should be starting building, and of course we're going ahead with that with the first production, which is my wood production, and for this we need a woodcutter, so I would like to implement one right next here. And also we do need a forester that reforests me those trees here when we cut them down. Unfortunately we don't have any other forest really close by, right, and we have a lot of fog around us, so not that I really know what's lurking over there, so we'll just find out, I guess. Next up, what I also need is, of course, some quarry that we have then over here that is going to cut down those stones. Yeah, let's just have it really right here. And we should also see the first settlers now coming. Land on their way now, getting stuff done hopefully. Some building materials already, right, as they make way, and more are coming out right now. The ship is still our storage though, right? And the cool thing is those constructions are not going to be so easy to get up there, right? So it's going to take several stages. This is important to know. It's going to take a while for these alone here. Wood cutting we have. The sawmill would be another very important building that we need to get in order to get us planks out. Let's not do this for now. Let's have the explorer hut. So we're probably going to continue up here then into the hills, right? Because there's still something here for us to explore, and I would like to have then my guard tower up here overlooking the settlement more or less, and we also need a guard tower as well that is then expanding our territory. Next up for food, another thing over here, I think I saw some game. I might be actually, I might vanished into the forest there again. There's definitely some game here though, so... Oh, there it is also, right? That means we do need to start with some food production, probably a hunter over there. So I'm going to continue that also with my road. As we can see also here, construction has started now of the first buildings. First we need to lay out a foundation, of course, while the building materials are being transported over. It's very hard work. And it's going to take a while just for this alone to flatten the terrain for these buildings. Alright, the quarry is being built. The quarry needs a stonemason next to it. So this is something that makes then out of the raw rocks, right, that we get the raw stone here. It will then make cutted stone or cut stone that we can use for actual construction. That's the stonemason right there. And let's just have him also right next to the quarry so we keep transportation times short. And more citizens or settlers, let's call them settlers, are coming over. We don't have a city yet. I would also like to continue with a bit of a road system here. So we do have another crossing probably here, another junction along the beach area, right? So definitely want me that. Like so, that we continue onwards on along the beach, right, where we can also build something. It's also kind of like acting as a border for us there towards the beach. And the forest we keep untouched for now because we need it, right? So this is not something where we can do something. There it is, also the first buildings coming up. Oh, very cute. And with that, my first basic production started, and that's the wood cutting. Let's give them a focus right away. So they're going to focus more or less into this territory there, and they're going to fell all trees. That is the softwood trunk, the hardwood trunk, and the firewood. Firewood we're also going to need, of course, for fireplaces then, and also for the forges. So we're going to keep it available for both of them. And the forester is then going to, replant trees. And there's actually a big building now coming up. And that is my guard tower. Next up, we do need that hunting lodge. I'm probably going to place it over here. Bit further away perhaps. And there is some game then also. There it is, really, right? I don't see any berries, unfortunately, so forager probably does not make that much sense right now. With berries that would change, of course. But for that we need to find then, of course, new resources. Alright, these buildings are coming up, and as we can see, there's then immediately also workers on their way getting in here. So the guard tower can now patrol inside my territory or claim territory by placing border stones. And then we also get the explorer hut now being finished. And this will then basically explore and get rid of the fog around us, right? There it is. And we can now also set a focus point. And I would really like to, first of all, have a look at this area there, also for expansion, right? So claim the focus points up to this point here, because there's lots of buildable space that I would like to use. Looks good over there. This looks like it's going into the hills and mountains up there. So there might be some resources. There's coal and copper right away. So this is something we'll need. Also, my quarry is now starting to work. Getting in the stone and then making cut stone out of that. Really important next is a well that provides water, because we're going to need water also my forester, for example, that consumes water. How much water do we have in stock still? 26, right? So this is going down already, and water is really important. So let's just go ahead and have this water well here right in the center of my town. And probably then also a road ride around it. Oh, come on, you can do this. Another thing I need is the sawmill. With this here we can make planks out of it, or beams, softwood beam, hardwood beam, and also firewood. It's a pretty bigger building, right? And it's a very loud building, so I probably don't want to have it too close to my settlement there. So let's have it a bit further outside here. Still right around the corner, right around the woodcutting hut, so they can deliver it then. Hunting lodge up and running. Getting the hunters now in. Staff incoming. And we're going to set the focus point also into this forest here, where we do see some deer already. It's getting quite busy in this forest here now. A lot of people coming in and out. As we can see, preparing the terrain for the well is already ongoing as well. Still at the moment, we need to take this long journey always back to the ship. So this is another target here to get rid of that. And as we can see, there is the expansion. Oh, and there's a big forest coming up. I can see that this is probably going to be my new hunting and wood cutting area then. And we probably get rid of this forest here. Just a tiny bit at least. It's really busy. It's so busy that we actually have a traffic jam. Because they cannot clip into one another, right? And they have to wait to get to that turn here. So it's getting a bit busy over there. Do we need to have traffic rules at some point? I don't know. Don't forget, there can be tens of thousands of settlers then on the roads at some point, right? So we're really going to need a lot of them. And we're really going to see a lot of them. Sawmill coming up now. Right over here. And with that we have then the whole basic industry working out. Also the processing is starting. Another feature of the settlers always has been, right, of course, the very detailed looking productions. And we can just watch them as they go about and deliver the raw stone, cut it then, and then also get the cut stone here ready for the ticking. You will also notice these blue stones there. That's not stone actually. That's a side product of what the stone mason gets out, and that's the border stone, right? And the border stones we actually need if we want to keep expanding, because as you can see, my guards here, they use the border stones in order to expand my border. So even for that, you need to look out. Alright, we're getting that forest slowly into my territory. Let's also have a quick look around here. We do have some more copper, some coal. Hardwood trunks over there. And then, oh, some boars. And this is also looking like a very nice hunting area then. And mushrooms, perfect for forager. Let's continue with that road that we have up here. This might actually then come together. Or we could also use this road here from the well that continues then onwards to this area. And that is also possible now. So let's actually have this road here, since it's now within the border. Right, and this is probably a forest that I'm going to keep. So we are probably now going to have then kind of like a road here. That completes the circle that we have for our first core village then. And let's go ahead and have us a forager here right away. That's very important because I think food will not last forever. It's a shame, really. Let's also have a second hunter, really, that we can have right next to the forager, and they can then work right beside the forest. Alright, exploring wise, I think we can leave it at that for the moment. I'm happy with that forest. Let's have a look into the mountains. And let's probably also, wait a second, expansion wise, we can still continue a bit down here, right? Let's expand a bit further down. It's just a lot of space that we have available there that we should really use. Also, the sawmill fully working, producing wood. We do need softwood beams. There it is. We have 2 of them, because with that we can build the storage house now. And I would like to have this. It's very tiny really, and stores surplus commodities. This is something that I need for, yeah, I don't think it's actually for construction at the moment, right? We also have the treasury there. This is certainly not something I need, but the smaller storage here I would like to have. Yeah, and let's squeeze it right in here. And after all these basic productions, it's probably also time to start with the city building, with the village building. And for that, we do have the cottages, the first basic building that we can then upgrade along the way as well to the residences. This needs softwood trunk and stone. We do have a lot of that. Perfect. We can go ahead with the first huts then as well. Oh, what I can see is here we are planting the trees already, right? So wherever you plant those trees, you cannot build something anymore. This is important to know then as well. So yeah, let's have this double road there. This is kind of like the main road with probably some trees in between. Who knows about that really? And along this we can now build then our cottages. So let's have the first 3 cottages right here by the beach area. We actually do, I think, need to build 3 cottages. There it is as well. We also need to build a Guildhall. This of course is going to be more or less the town center. Then we are going to need a market then running for the villagers, right? A tavern. But we don't have the wood for all of this at the moment. Softwood beam, 4 of it. But it is being reserved for the storage already. Alright, and with the next hunting lodge, we actually run into a problem. Cannot hire, no guild hall available. We do need a guild hall that turns normal settlers that we have into workers, right? Or in this case here, into hunters that we need. So before we can continue with the expansion in that area, we do need to have a guild hall. I think it also already suggests me that. So a guild hall trains construction workers and craftspeople by equipping them with tools. And it does require some more softwood beam. So we are going to need to wait there just a tiny second. And I think we have it. There it is. And with that we can now build the guild hall. Now before we build that, it's important to know that these trees here that we're growing right now, we cannot just place anything on top of them, right? These trees are really like blockheads that we have. The problem is I cannot get rid of them other than with my wood cutting hut, so we probably will now stop with the forester. So I'm going to demolish this building here right away. We actually get some leftover resources there. And with that we are now going ahead with cutting this forest here down completely with the woodcutter and no more reforesting. However, we can have the same building then on the other side here where we have this forest there. Once we start with it, so I'm also going to have a second woodcutter here now. We're going to need a lot of wood, so it makes sense to me. And let's go ahead, and over here then we're going to cut down all these trees then here and regrow them, right? But I need more building space than here short-term wise. There it is, also my first cottages. This is where people are now moving in, residents, and they're also going to, you name it, schooly poop around, making babies, right? And once that is happening, we can actually grow the population. Let's have the guild hall actually right here. I think this is a jolly good location for it because, of course, the villagers are coming out of the ship right now. Also, the tools are stored here, so they can go there directly, right? And we have this cute building then right here on the beach. It's the only building that I can think of we can actually squeeze in here. We have a lot of buildings still to go for, and I'd rather use that space a bit more efficiently. Now what's going on in the hills meanwhile? The coal. Oh yeah, there's lots of terrain over there, as we can see. More rocks, more limestone over there. And here we also continue along the shore then. And I think swampland that we have as well. The explorer hut, I would really like to know what's over there then. I think there is something else coming up. Especially that forest then that we have. And my guard tower regarding construction space expansion. Oh, they're doing a good job there. Look at that. Lots of space available here. We can already go ahead and have another road then here along the beach. This also looks like a proper farmland for our first farms that we can have. That's the vegetable farm, and that's also then the crop farm. They're going to produce different kind of goods. As we can see, the vegetable farm is for pumpkins and cabbage. It's October, so pumpkins it is for me, for starters. And let's go ahead and just have this vegetable farm then. Yeah, probably some here along the beach then as well. And I think it will also need then a farmland placed near farm to allow farmers to plant and harvest crops and vegetables. Does not need a road connection, right? And we can have it, I think, right behind it. And we're going ahead then with placing some basic farmland right here. I don't know how much we need of that. So let's just go ahead and have a smaller field right over here. By now, the Guildhall is coming along splendidly, consuming the last building resources that were stored here. And there it is being finished. And it is now going to recruit diggers, construction site carriers, builders. That's based on our demand, right? And we can also automatically order them. So the service build people or the ones in the gathering huts or the industry, they're going to be automatically recruited out of the pool of villages or carriers that we still have. And that's 149, 150 it were. So now it's getting consumed here, right? And once this is out, of course, we're running out of people then that could do some jobs. However, of course, the cottages will hopefully supply us with newborn babies soon. Still, we have a lot of carries available on this map here. There's the vegetable farm now coming along. We do need more food, of course, so this is one thing. As we also keep the expansion. I would actually like to know what's over there, so have we found out what's further over here? I don't even know where the map is ending at the moment. It's a very tiny map for starters, right? Lots of hills over there, some rabbits. But that's about it. Just see. Let's actually go ahead with the exploring for this area. Yeah, as we can see by now, the trees have grown. Actually, this is looking rather cute. Can I like say don't cut down those trees here? Unfortunately, I can't do that, right? Very good. The vegetable farm is finished. Staff is now incoming and then growing me some pumpkins and cabbage. It is going to require some water, so we'll also need to have right over here now another well that we're going to have probably here again. Looking towards the beach area. This is looking like a perfect area for kids to jump into the water. Very shallow. Just try and not get swallowed by the sand. Over here, more expansion. Perfect. There's a pretty big rock there in the way of, unfortunately. We can just go around that. On our way to the iron and coal that we have over there. Also some copper. And very good. The hunting lodge also has its staff now. So we finally have someone here that's hunting down the deer. And the forager hut also already gathers a lot of mushrooms and porcini at this point here. So that's the mushrooms that we have. What we still also is a provisioner. Provisioner produces the rations out of the raw food that we get, right? Like the boar meat and stuff like that. So we can make rations out of that we can then use for our explorers and settlers. Let's go ahead. I think it also requires water, right? No, it does not require water for construction. So actually we don't need to have it beside the well really. And we could also have it just up here somewhere by the well. Oh, and look at that, how quickly the forest is going away. Lots of space already. And yeah, lots of firewood there. So we can actually go ahead and have it here. Because there is now space available for us. I would like to keep this row here available then for more cottages, I think. In here we can then have some more city buildings, like a market and stuff. Yeah, and the farmers are already busy planting crops. Let's go ahead and build more farmland. The thing is, you need to keep a bit of a distance there between them, so you have to do it like that. The game recommends some 15 fields. Let's do this, and one more up here right at the edge. Or actually, let's make it here. Looks better. And also another well is coming along now for my farmlands and for my future productions that we're going to have here as well. And with that, we continue onwards in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed this one. Pioneers of Pagonia. Stay tuned.